it's my problem. I tried to celebrate both, but it's kind of not, like I'm not in the mood, you know? I mean, and I imagine you guys feel the same way, that certain times around the year when the holidays come, you're used to doing it, so you're already in a Thanksgiving mood or, you know, whatever. And I'm not celebrating it other than to be thankful and grateful. There's a post Alberta put on today, and she texted me this morning and she said that quote, a great man is a grateful man. Where did that come from? And I said, I don't know. And she said, well, it must have come from you, because I can't find anybody who's ever said it. And I said, okay, I'll roll with that. But I was very cognizant of teaching my son when he was about 5 or 6 years old that concept, that a great man is a grateful man. And little kids, what do you mean? You know? And all through my life, I realized that I have been grateful. And I really think it has paid huge dividends. I'm a happy guy. I love my life. I really do. And I've had my bumps and I've had my problems. I don't want to bore you with all of those. But I am exceedingly grateful for every day. Matter of fact, the last thing I say, I picked this up when I was still in sales. I had a whole other career before actor and teacher in sales and marketing. And I picked this up then where at the end of every day I said, I'm grateful for this day. I prayed at something, I'm not sure what it is, but just in case, I'm covering my bases. And I am grateful for this day. At the end of it, I will have done my best with it, and I give it back to you with gratitude. I say that every night before my head hits the pillow, and I mean it sincerely, I really am. And I'm grateful. I remember I had a teacher, a vocal teacher named Carlos Noble, who worked out of the American Center for Musical Theater, and then in another facility for that company on Hollywood Boulevard. And I remember Paul, God, what was his last name? Anyway, he was the head of it, and he used to say, every day that man wakes up and comes to work is a good day, and I'm grateful for it. And I understand what he means. I mean, because nobody, tomorrow is promised to no one. I had my best friend die at 40. Never thought I wasn't going to see him ever again. So things, stuff happens, and we should all be grateful. I want you to get out of here tonight when you leave, whatever happens in this class, thinking, what am I grateful for? Write it down. It can't hurt, number one. And you might surprise yourself about how many wonderful things that you have in your life that if you didn't have them, your life would be less than. Anyway, I wanted to say that, and then I wanted to talk about something else. I'm a big sports fan, and I like football, number one, not soccer, sorry, U.S. pro football. I like soccer, I do, but I love big sweaty men in tight pants knocking the crap out of each other. I just love that.
It's the best.
There's something about seeing a 347-pound man in tight pants running to catch a touchdown that just lights me up. At any rate, I'm going to gorge out on that tomorrow. But some of you may or may not know the New England Patriots for 19 years have either been in the playoffs, been in the Super Bowl, or won it. Tom Brady has now won 6 Super Bowls. He's the GOAT. My favorite team, the Pittsburgh Steelers, have won 6 Super Bowls, but with 2 different quarterbacks. And it's not an accident. In a league where one team wins a Super Bowl and then next year doesn't even win their division and disappears off the face of the earth, and there's free agency, which means that the good players can go to some place that'll pay them more, and they lose people to injury, and they lose this and that. Tom Brady they're now 11-1, and he's doing it with spit and baling wire and Larry, Curly, and Moe. Nobody can name, not even the announcers can name his wide receivers. They've never played the game before. He's got like one guy, right? And they didn't have their big left tackle, who's the one that protects the quarterback from getting killed. It's on what they call The Blind Side. A wonderful movie called The Blind Side. If you haven't seen it, you should. It's wonderful. Anyway, the reason I'm bringing this up is they do some things differently than every other team. They plan, they discipline, they look into paying attention to all the details. They do the work that no one else will do. Okay? This quote, successful people do what unsuccessful people are not willing to do. Don't wish it were easier. Wish that you were better. Challenge yourself. That's what this class is about. Some of you have found this to be a little different than what you've been used to. I'm not going to quit. And you need to find a way to make it work for you. Because what you're doing in here is aspiring to be great, but you have to do your part. And it's not the cool stuff. It's the discipline. It's the hours. It's the lines. It's learning. It's bringing in the props. It's scheduling. It's being an adult about your acting craft. Okay? Let me tell you how far this goes. They just played a game in Philadelphia. I think it was Philadelphia. Or no. I can't remember. But oh my God, this is what, Dallas Cowboys. It was in New England. And what they do is they check the weather. It snows and rains a lot up in New England. And Belichick knew that it was going to be rainy. Okay? So the Dallas Cowboys, they're a dome team. They come in, and they practice on the field, but they're dry footballs and they're indoors and they're running around in their shorts being the Dallas Cowboys because they so cool. Bill Belichick's got a guy who sprays the fucking football with water. Yeah. So that when it's hiked to Brady, he has a wet football. Guess who won the game? When you pay that much attention to detail, when you're willing to outwork the other guy or gal, when you do what's required and then bump it up a bit. I had one of my kids in class say, I spent a year at this Gravestat school and they never asked us to do like a whole scene. Really? There's a lot of acting programs, especially in this market, that do not ask much of you. This ain't one of them. And life isn't that way either. Got news for you. That's why we do what we do in here. It will challenge you, life, in case you're interested. Some of you may be facing some of those stuff. It ain't never going to change. But embrace it and be grateful for what you have and be willing. How bad do you want it? It really does come down to that. It really does. How bad do you want it? What are you willing to do for your chosen craft? You say you want to be actors. That's why I assume you're here. What are you willing to do? What are you willing to change? What are you willing to find a way around? I solve problems. If something's in my way, I want to find a way over it, through it, or around it. But it's not going to stop me. If it had, I wouldn't be standing here. Now, I ain't Al Pacino and I ain't De Niro. I can't open a movie, but I've had a pretty damn good career. I love it. I still fucking love it. I sometimes think about that and I think, you're insane. I'm like, whatever. But I do. My God, that play we did, wasn't that fun? I mean, it's just, we get a chance to play. It's called a play, screenplay, play. It's wonderful being somebody else, getting to do shit that you would normally never get to do and getting paid for it. Damn, that's what I aspire to. And even if you don't reach the peak, you're going to get somewhere if you're willing to do what other people won't do. If you're willing to spray the damn football and work with that. If you're willing to work under those conditions, pay attention to the details nobody else will pay attention to. That's how you win in anything. That's how you win in life. We make excuses. Be honest with yourself. We make little excuses for activities that do not contribute towards the accomplishment of our goals. I'm not going to rehearse today. I'm going to blow it off. Let's cut it short and go have a coffee. I'll do my lines tomorrow. I did my monologue tomorrow yesterday. I think I'll skip today. I'll hit that gym Friday. Okay? Doing so, if you keep doing that, it will eventually lead us to procrastinate, to put off till tomorrow what we could have done today. We stop doing what we need to do. which is pursuing our goals with the greatest determination and the boldest focus. Fortune favors those who are brave enough to take on our own responsibilities and execute them. I would like to think that people don't do the little things and don't work as hard as they need to work because they don't know that they have to. I would like to think that. I'm not sure. I'm really not. I just know that when I hit this business, I was so focused. I mean, I don't know any other way to do it. There's no easy path. There really isn't. And those that tell you that there are just out to take your money. And you'll find that out one way or the other. Aim for the moon. If you miss, you might hit a star. Anybody ever hear that one? And lastly, I want to leave you with this. It's a quote from another football guy, Vincent Lombardi, who won 3 NFL titles and actually was more famous for inspiring his men. They would have run through a brick wall for him. And he made them aspire to be great. He made them believe they were great. Their attitude toward a football game was they never lost a football game. They might have run out of time in the fourth quarter, a little bit behind, but you give them another 5 minutes, they were going to kick the shit out of that other team and win the game. And that was their attitude, and that's why they won titles, and that's why they won championships. A person will believe sometimes what you tell them. So you have to tell yourself, you're great, you're wonderful. You're the one that has to do that, in spite of what might be an opposing opinion. At the end of the day, you're the one that puts your head on the pillow. What do you believe? A man or woman can be as great as they want to be. If you believe in yourself and have the courage, the determination, the dedication, the competitive drive, and if you're willing to sacrifice the little things in life and pay the price for things that are worthwhile, it can be done. Vince Lombardi, it can be done. That's the only guarantee. It can be done. The question is, will you do it? Thanks for listening.